Alaskan Bush People. The judge denied Amy Brown's request to dismiss her $500,000 lawsuit against her late husband, Billy. Alaskan Amy Brown's attempt to have the $500,000 lawsuit against her late husband, Billy, dismissed by a Washington judge denied. On April 27, 2021, investor Robert Maughon sued Billy's estate and the late star's company, Alaskan Wilderness Family Productions, for breach of contract, claiming the patriarch refused to pay him revenues from the show. Billy's estate, whose personal representative is his widow Amy, filed a motion to dismiss the action due to lack of subject matter jurisdiction, which means that the federal court where the case was filed lacks the ability to hear or rule on the probate case. The Sun has exclusively revealed that the judge in the case in Washington dismissed the state's plea, indicating that the case will proceed. Federal courts have jurisdiction to consider suits to decide the rights of creditors, legatees, heirs, and other claimants against a descendant estate, so long as the federal court does not interfere with the probate proceedings, according to court documents. The court is not being asked to administer Brown's estate or to probate or revoke a will. Billy's estate first claimed that the litigation should be handled by the state court. Billy's estate has been sued. As previously reported by The Sun, Robert claimed to have signed a contract with Billy on January 6, 2009, in which he put down a $20,000 deposit. He said that Billy, who is an author, agreed to pay him 10% of the profits generated by Alaskan Wilderness Family Productions from books authored by Billy. The payments were expected to be made for a period of 10 years after the contract was signed. Billy Brian Brown failed to pay plaintiff Robert Maughon the funds called for in the 10-year contract, Robert stated in court filings. He then claimed that on January 25, 2009, he signed a second contract in which he invested $10,000 for a lifetime. Billy allegedly committed to pay Robert 10% of the gross income of Alaskan Wilderness Family Productions from Billy Brian Brown's creative efforts, especially encompassing books, movies, televisions, and documentaries, according to Robert. Billy Brian Brown and the corporation have neglected to pay plaintiff the sums required for the lifetime contract, he said. According to Robert, the same exact cannot be determined without accounting, but he believes Billy received $500,000 per episode of Alaskan Bush People, which aired for 10 episodes last season. He is seeking $500,000 in advance to a trial. He produced the two supposed contracts in the complaint, both of which seem to be notarized and signed by Billy. In Billy Brown's state action, Robert also filed a creditor's claim. The claim has gone unanswered by Billy's state. Amy in charge. As per previously reported by The Sun, Billy's wife, Amy 58, requested and was granted the title of personal representative of his state. No genuine will has been uncovered, Amy revealed. His assets were stated at $439,000 by his wife, including $415,000 in real estate for 4 plots of land. He had a Wells Fargo bank account with $2,000 in it. He owned $10,000 in furniture and household goods, as well as $12,000 in livestock. He owned $27,000 in medical costs at the time of his death, making his estate worth $412,000 at the time of his death. The death of Dad. His official death certificate was also filed in the probate case. His death was caused by a combination of cardiac arrest, congestive heart failure, and coronary artery disease, according to the medical examiner. Emphysema and convulsions were 2 further factors that contributed to his death. Tobacco use was also a factor in Billy's death. He died in February at the age of 68 after suffering a deadly seizure. The Washington Sheriff's Office acknowledged a medical helicopter was summoned, but he finally died away at home after CPR was done, as The Sun previously reported. Medics and fire were on the scene an hour and a half before the sheriff's office was summoned, a representative for the office told The Sun. Every death triggers a response from us. There is nothing suspicious or unlawful at this time. According to the investigation, Report acquired by The Sun, a member of the production team called 911 at 4:13 p.m. after receiving a call from Billy and Amy's son Bear, who said that his wife was not breathing. When the medical call resulted in an unattended death, a deputy from the Washington Sheriff's Office responded on the scene. "I was notified a 68-year-old guy was reported to have seen in seizure. The male had become unconscious and had ceased breathing," the reporting officer stated in the report. The male had been given CPR, but it had failed. The patriarch of the Alaskan Bush People family was Billy. Amy and their children Matt, Bam Bam, Bear, Gabe, Noah, Bird, and Rain are his survivors. Arrest of the Bear. Bear, his kid, has recently been in legal problems. The Sun was the first to report on it. Bear, 34, was arrested on March 11th for domestic abuse and released on March 14th. On April 26, he will appear in court. Bear was arrested just months after marrying on-again, off-again girlfriend Raven Adams. Bear was arrested just months after marrying on-again, off-again girlfriend Raven Adams, with whom he has a 2-year-old son.